We'll put the picture up over here on the monitor. You just tell us the bigger story.
Oh my God. Oh man, we were backstage somewhere, huh? Me and Tupac were pretty much label mates. I was signed to Tommy Boy Records. Digital Underground was signed to Tommy Boy Records. Initially, I took Tretch on the road as my roadie. Tretch, who went on to become the
Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature. And Tupac was pretty much a roadie with Digital. And he became a rapper in the group and made up the Humpty Dance. And they made the song, the Humpty Dance, which Tupac created the dance to, and it became a smash hit. We toured together, so we went all across the country. San Francisco doing a show, my first show over $10,000, which was a New Year's Eve show. At this cool gay club in San Francisco. I was like, yo, I'm here. He's like, yo, I'm gonna hook up with you. So Tupac came to the club with me and I was like, yo, come on, Tupac is in the building. They went crazy in there. I was like, they're gonna tear you out your clothes, come here. He's like, man, he took his shirt off anyway. We had so much fun.
American rap music has been an industry ruled by a machismo. It is a place where reputations are made by shady pasts, the aura of violence and ultra-masculinity. We shall look at how the gay narrative has sat tightly alongside the bigger story of youth culture, occasionally at odds, usually in tandem, and in so many ways, being right there at the very start of the party. Music, fashion, politics, activism, dancing, all the essential components of a thriving youth culture. These things were practically invented by the gays. The book titled, How Gays and Lesbians Shaped Hollywood, brings Tupac to mind. In a previous chapter we stated Tupac set the stage for hip-hop to become what it is today. Stepping back and looking at everything, I could see how Tupac falls in line with this idea of gays shaping Hollywood.
Gangsta crew, in the house is my boy Tupac Shakur. Boss, Ice-T, and Snoop Doggy Dogg. Issue 1, violence in rap music. Too much? Tupac.
You see, that's the thing. We're just a reflection of society, alright? Alright, you got cold pepperoni and cold sausage. You ain't gonna bust a cap in them.
Ice-T.
I gotta shoot.
Boss, shoot him. I say shoot him. Now, let's say, you get out the car, right? Somebody step on my Air Jordans, right? And, you expect me to, wait, days to kill the man. I ask you, is that just, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell you saying.
I already got plenty of guns, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
It's you, healthcare crisis.
Yeah, I mean, it's only to the point where you're afraid to shoot people. I mean, not me personally, because I will shoot people, but, some people...
We know that, homeboy, walking across the street, pop, pow, Tupac in town.
Hey, not until we have universal health care in this country will you be able to be free to shoot anybody, anytime you choose.
I tell you what about NAFTA, all it means to me is that I can shoot cops in 3 different countries. That's all that means. Bang, bang, bang.
Well, I mean, hey, Shoot to kill. Shoot to kill.
All right, shut up, Tupac.
I predict this year the cops are gonna insist on harassing me every time I bust a little cap in somebody's butt.
I'm gonna blow out your other eye.
Yo, that's where you point that thing.
Hey, shoot the bitch and you're dead.
Hey, don't be pointing the thing, little man. Understand what I'm saying?
All right, now dropping Snoop on your 6 feet deep.
That's all the time you got for tonight.
We're clear. Can I have the props? I need the props. Great job. Thank you.
I was playing golf.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Snoopy Dog. It's your stockbroker.
Oh, man, what's up?
You know, I told him to keep his money in utilities and he just doesn't listen. You know, that's
Hussy. She's got 6 condos in Long Beach.
Oh, you're flying.
Now, what's a guy got a pimp slap to get a cappuccino around this place?
This hussy. She's got 6 condos in Long Beach.
Oh, you're flying.
Once you look back, you start to notice that Hollywood has always made references to Tupac being bisexual. Pay attention to the clip and notice out of all of the rappers they made Tupac the gay one. Inside Hollywood joke? Maybe, but it doesn't stop there.
In utilities and he just doesn't listen. You know, that's
Hussy. She's got 6 condos in Long Beach.
Oh, you're flying.
Now, what's a guy got a pimp slap to get a cappuccino around this place? Slap you ice cream.
In a sense, the In Living Color skit told the truth about the artist of that time. The female rapper Boss was exposed for being a fraud, Snoop was never a gangster, and Ice-T was nothing more than controlled by the United States Army, with his scripted cop killer controversy. Made to appear as the dumbed-down poor street thugs, but in reality, these actors were very intelligent individuals, so what are they saying about Tupac? Let's rewind all the way back to his interview at 17 years old. One thing to take note of, his excessive hand gestures. This is almost a telltale sign that someone is probably gay. The key to this one is that if you're a man who is attracted to another man, you'll tend to move your hands around more than the average person when speaking. Pay attention to his mannerisms.
As soon as you bring up the word fornication, as soon as you bring up the word fornication, as soon as you bring up the word fornication.
Just what you mean to me. From the first moment I saw you. That night I had called. I was rapping till the sun came up.
Heterosexuals do not move in this manner.
Telling you just all of my cool attitude you took. You made love to me.
But then, like I was liking this girl in town. She told me I was too nice. I couldn't believe it. It wouldn't work because I was too nice. That was the ultimate stab in the back. So I went through a week of just going, forget it, I'm just gonna be like them. They're getting girls, and I'm going, peace. I think you're beautiful, and they're going, well, I like him because he's masculine. I'm masculine.
Well, I like him because he's masculine.
He has what they call a gay-sounding voice, which means he sound and move like something you might expect from a Kardashian. He draws out some vowels with a melodic swing. Tupac went to the Baltimore School for the Arts, took theater, ballet. Let's listen to kids that followed the same classes as Tupac.
Oh, at 6 o'clock, I managed to pull myself out of the bed.
Around 7:30, I meet my friend Samuel and we walk to the bus stop.
Lesbians and gay men became fixtures in the theater. The theater has been labeled as an effeminate activity by American society. This doesn't necessarily push gay men towards theater, but it prevents many straight men from participating and being interested.
Hey, we love letters, right?
Tupac allegedly wrote a letter to a classmate. Pay attention to the words used. It is not something a young straight male in high school writes.
I want you to read this love letter because it's poetic justice.
Yeah.
You like that spin of the word?
Yes. Okay. He writes, Dear Beethoven, I felt compelled to write to you. I can't really explain it, but I really feel good vibes from you. I would have never guessed that you and I would be friends. I want you to know that you can tell me anything. We have so much in common. We both had heartbreak, and we both adore candles. What else could I ask for? See you tomorrow, Beethoven. For eternity, Tupac Shakur. P.S. My phone number is 332.
We find it strange that Tupac allegedly wrote a letter to a classmate he nicknamed Beethoven, and the letter is written as if it's from a homosexual man to another man. What makes it even more strange is that many believe Beethoven was also a homosexual. It is believed in Ode to Joy, Beethoven can be seen to have proclaimed his homosexuality. Schiller, the writer of the hymn, also had a gay side. See works by Anthony Reed, The Eternal Flame. Certainly, the last movement of the Ninth Symphony can be interpreted as gay music. However, if the Tupac letter is fake, then it still proves that Hollywood gives hints to Tupac's sexuality. We also have his alleged best friend John Cole.
Tupac came to live with us. Tupac and my brother were kind of like brothers. Every night it would be something different. I mean, I remember very clearly one night he was going on about the Tupac Shakur show. The Tupac Shakur show starring Tupac Shakur with my special guest, Tupac Shakur. And he just was going on, and the rest of us were just exhausted having worked the full.
Listen to how the letter to his alleged best friend, John Cole, is written. It does not sound like something from a heterosexual male. Let's point out a few things. He writes, Let us forget the world. For a moment let's just revel in our eternal camaraderie in my heart. I know there will never be a day that I don't remember the times we shared. You were a friend when I was at my lowest, and being a friend to me was not easy or fashionable. Did you think I would forget? Did you for one moment dream that I would ignore you? If so, remember this from here to forever. Nothing can come between us.
I feel like a tragic hero in a Shakespeare play, you know what I'm saying? I loved my classes.
We were exposed to everything. You know, theater, ballet.
Gays were always into like theater and shit like that. That's what made a lot of people not want to fuck with it. Like when I was young, I wanted to get in some acting shit, but when I saw the kind of people that was fucking with theater, I don't want to do that.
Well, in fact, if you go back to Shakespeare time,
men would play women.
Yeah, there were no women who were basically allowed to act in plays.
And what kind of gay shit is that?
That's some gay shit.
Like you just want to be around men the whole time. No. You got perfectly willing women that want to come in there and play a woman's part. No, I want Larry to do it.
Put on this wig.
Yeah, come here. Give me a hit. Give me a kiss. Let's hug.
Yeah, okay. Romeo and Juliet was two men.
See what I'm saying? They say that your man Shakespeare was gay.
Oh yeah. Shakespeare was gay.
This is what they say. I don't know. I wasn't there, but this is what I hear.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet was performed
originally
by two men.
All of that.
All men. I wonder why.
You know why.
Because one day I asked Tupac, what type of actor do you want to be? And he just immediately replied, a Shakespearean actor. No, I made a joke about it. I said, you know what, man? I picture you in ruffled collars and tights. As I'm sketching him, I told Tupac that I would call the painting Shakespeare. It was just one of those moments where he really expressed to me his love for Shakespeare. That's who Tupac was. His acting, his craft, his art.
Here we have Tupac and Jada dancing. But notice how Tupac is moving more ladylike, while Jada is moving more like the man. The story was released with a set of pictures claiming Tupac was running around the party pulling his pants down, showing other men his private area. That in itself is suspect for a young black male. However, if we look at the set of photos, we notice there are not many females shown. It's majority men. Tupac stands with his private area exposed, while another man's hand is in close proximity. Any closer it would be in his hand. Choker chains. The 1990s trend has a long history. During the French Revolution, women used to wear red ribbons around their necks to pay homage to those who met their death at the guillotine. They're generally considered to be female accessories. And seeing it on a young black male from the ghettos of Baltimore in the early 90s is very rare. So coming to the conclusion that wearing a female's accessory is gay isn't far-fetched at all. If you see a man wearing a skirt and high heels, you might think, hey, that guy might be gay. So, to no surprise, we found a picture of Tupac wearing a choker chain in the 90s. Straight men did not wear these during these times. As of now, choker chains have now re-emerged and are now made normal by male rappers, which ties into the beginning, homosexual-shaped Hollywood.
Be so sensitive, too.
It's crucial.
As Tupac gets older, the signs are still there, checking the mannerisms, what you do with your arms, the way you use your hands, and the way you gesture can all be clues to his sexuality. For example, watch how Tupac says all about females. It's very feminine.
Gotcha. You want some water?
All about it. All right. Gotcha. You want some water? All about it. All right.
This Tupac, I don't think I want this, and Tupac, I got him this really great leather vest. He liked leather vests. He had one, I didn't like it. I got him one that was really great.
Tupac's stylist was a gay man. In fact, he states Tupac had a leather vest already, but he gave him another. We can argue that this isn't a vest for a man at all, it's a woman's underbust corset. Tupac's famous bathtub photo was photographed by David LaChapelle, who's also a gay man known for taking lesbian and gay photographs. If a man and woman hold hands in the US, in public, it is considered to be a sign of intimacy. On the other hand, when two people from the same gender hold hands, like two women or two men, then it is considered to be a sign of lesbianism or homosexuality. We found some Tupac pictures after an event, and to my surprise, the cameras caught Tupac and another man sitting inside the car holding hands. Straight women are emotionally attracted to gay men. Most straight women don't feel sexual toward them, and the relationship doesn't carry the threat of sexual tension. The relationship allows for a safe space in which both parties can let their guards down, be themselves, and share their feelings openly. Straight women love gay men because closeness with gay men provides a window into how the minds of men work. Think of Tupac's song, "Wonder Why They Call You Bitch." This explains why singer Adina Howard and other females explain there was no sexual attraction towards Tupac.
He never tried to kiss me. He was never disrespectful. People thought we were sleeping together. I was like, ew, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, that's gross. People thought we were sleeping together. I was like, ew, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, that's gross. And, it was something like, I don't want to sleep with him. Granted, he was a very nice looking young man, but it was like, dude, I'm not about to be another notch on your belt. Dude, I'm not about to be another notch on your belt.
Adina Howard says she's not about to be another notch on the belt, and most Tupac fans will say she's not being honest due to their perception of Tupac. But let's look at this realistically. Singer Adina Howard has been in relationships with other entertainers, such as rapper Coolio and Wanya Morris of Boyz II Men. Coolio had to venture into porn after a short-lived rap career in the 90s, and as a Grammy Award-winning artist at the height of his career, Coolio had money and women. Groupies.
So you have all these girls on that bus right now. Right. Okay, what's the percentage you're gonna hook up with? Like, you have all these white girls on that bus.
I do one at a time.
Okay, look, do you like white girl? What kind of girls do you like? Do you like white, black, Mexican?
I like all kinds.
You travel everywhere though. Right. Do you like, what do you prefer? Like, what are the percentage of the girls you hook up with? White, black, or Mexican?
What city has the best girls?
Who gets up most? The white girls, the Mexican girls, or the black girls?
English girls.
English. I haven't been overseas
English
yet.
girls are easy.
But are they white English girls?
White, black.
Oh
encouraging. They easy.
Asap asked Sean from Boys to Men what's their most bizarre groupie story. Sean of Boys to Men replied, "There is too much to say, but the ladies love when we bring out those roses for I'll make love to you." So Adina Howard saying she doesn't want to be another notch on his belt does not make sense, being she's another notch on the rapper Coolio's and Boys to Men. This leaves one to believe there's a deeper reason behind it.
Dude, I'm not about to be another notch on your belt. That was just my boy. He was just an awesome individual. I just appreciated his friendship. I can say that much, and I'll just leave it at that. He was a cool individual, and I'm grateful that I was blessed to have a sacred contract with him.
You and Tupac were romantic?
I would say more like a spiritual. It was everything. You know what I mean? I can't, you know.
A spiritual relationship, it has nothing to do with sex. A spiritual relationship is when the couple experiences harmony, understanding, and peace. Emotions come deep from within the core of the heart, physically and mentally. Also notice how she shakes her head no as she's thinking. The reverse yes and no head shake, this is one you really have to pay attention to because most of the time it isn't the person who is vigorously shaking their head no, it's the person who is being still while their head just ever so slightly shakes no. It's almost imperceivable sometimes. So you really have to be watching for it.
I would say more like a spiritual. It was everything. You know what I mean? I can't, you know.
I think I'm hearing you say that while Keisha and Tupac were married, that there was in fact no conjugal relationship between the two of them while he was incarcerated.
A lot of people would think it was a marriage of convenience, and that, but they decided not to. He didn't want to.
And tell me again, from in your words, why he didn't want to do that? Because that you know, a lot of folks watching right now don't understand what.
He didn't want people to think that that's why he married me.
This was another Hollywood scripted marriage. Tupac refusing conjugal visits from his alleged wife was another red flag. Instead, he's worried about what fans think. This doesn't sound realistic, and it's not, which is why Tupac's alleged ex-wife had a handler that was talking for her. Listen to the stuttering, it's all lies.
Conjugal relationship between the two of them while he was incarcerated.
A lot of people would think it was a marriage of convenience, and that, but they decided not to.
He didn't want to. He didn't marry me just for that sole purpose or anything like that. He married me because he loved me.
Okay.
You know.
Definitely from looking at him wasn't necessarily like the type of cat that I would even like deal with, you know.
So far Tupac is not having sex with any of these women, yet they tell us he had every porn star lined up to have sex with him during his video shoot. So far Tupac does not fit that description, and if it's true, it only makes him bisexual.
There's an article that talks a lot about the fact that when you were making the movie and there was going to be a love scene, Janet Jackson insisted that you have an AIDS test, and you said, forget it.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's absolutely true. It wasn't, I don't know if it was Janet that it came from, but I know that they suddenly, out of the blue, they wanted me to take an AIDS test for this love scene. And I did not agree, I did not disagree if we were really going to make love. I said, if I could make love with Janet Jackson, I'll take 4 AIDS tests.
The fear people had of the disease. Not knowing how it spread, people in the 1980s and early 90s were worried that they'd get sick from holding hands or kissing. There were no tests and no real treatments. The disease struck so many young men so quickly it seemed to target the gay community so much that its first name was gay-related immune deficiency. Some called it gay cancer.
Mysterious newly discovered disease, which affects mostly homosexual men.
Scientists at the National Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta today released the results of a study which shows that the lifestyle of some male homosexuals has triggered an epidemic of a rare form of cancer.
At that point, the disease was spreading rapidly to New York City and San Francisco's gay communities. People were afraid to touch sick patients or even those they thought could potentially be sick, wondering if this disease people called, quote, the gay plague spread like the flu.
So maybe Janet Jackson asking Tupac to take an AIDS test was a clue that Hollywood knew of Tupac's sexuality and wanted to protect themselves. However, if the story is fake, it's only showing the inside Hollywood joke, Tupac was gay. After all, Q-Tip was never asked to take the AIDS test.
But if I'm gonna do a love scene with her just like somebody else did, and they didn't take a test, I'm not taking a test.
Tupac supposedly dated Madonna. Who was the biggest icon for the LGBTQ? Madonna. She was also one of the first major superstars to show support for the gay community. Tupac allegedly being with Madonna sounds like an inside Hollywood joke.
I'm very intrigued by bisexuality and homosexuality.
But the idea of two men having sex is still such an abhorrent idea to so many people. I think that two men having sex is erotic.
Most of Tupac's style was pulled directly from females. The nose ring is feminine. How he wore his bandana was pulled from a female, perhaps Rosie the Riveter or Aunt Jemima. Physiognomists, who believed that physical appearance and mannerisms were evidence of one's character, failures of manhood, such as homosexuality. Take a look at the pictures. Tupac's posture doesn't look very masculine, yet when he's around other men he appears to be more masculine. This switch is one to take note of. The industry pointing at Tupac's sexuality once again. Chino XL calling him bisexual.
All you hear is ambulance sirens and pot bisexual ass crying on Opal like he Dennis Rodman.
Hot bisexual ass crying on Opal like he Dennis Rodman.
Whack 100 commented saying, Tupac, rapist, half gay. Trey Songz sent out a tweet associating Tupac with homosexuality, saying, if I'm gay, then Tupac is bringing me an ounce for this session with Biggie. The movie Friday After Next, they associated Tupac with a gay character, as if there were no other relevant rappers in 2002. They staged Jussie Smollett's attack story in the media for promotion. Jussie said at a concert, emphatically, I'm the gay Tupac. The kid from Africa that looks like Tupac, they made him go viral, doing photo shoots dressed as Tupac, he's also gay. The production of Tupac Toy appears to be gay. So it seems as if they're associating Tupac with a lot of gay things, which to me indicates Hollywood telling us something that we're not paying attention to. In the book Got Your Back, written by Tupac's bodyguard Frank Alexander, he states, I may as well spell it out, Tupac had a horse cock. He noticed because of the infamous Death Row party, where Suge Knight flew in 40 females. This is not something a heterosexual man would write. In my mind, it's all psychology, the science of mind and behavior. They're making straight fans fantasize over Tupac unknowingly, hence why many fans seek to find females that supposedly had sex with Tupac, which is why most male fans make it a point to prove Tupac had sex with Faith Evans. Most females aren't seeking these things out, it's men focused on the idea of Tupac sleeping with 40 women, or having what Frank Alexander calls a horse. Gays shaped Hollywood and made the straight fantasize about another man. Hence, the movie Friday After Next, Tupac appealed to thugs, and they propped Tupac up with feminine traits and characteristics. Now they're showing the thug fantasizing about another thug. This is what happened to the public unknowingly. Here's a clip of Tupac talking about unification. What he says is very interesting to say the least.
We manifest the best of the West Side and the best of the East Side, and we bring that together. You know what I mean? When East Coast G's have sex with West Coast G's, these G's being women.
He says East Coast G's have sex with West Coast G's. He stutters and corrects himself by saying these G's being women. Most will say he's saying having sex. SETS. But if that's true, he wouldn't have to correct himself to say women.
When East Coast G's have sex with West Coast G's, these G's being women.
This brings us to Tupac's alleged cousin. Listen as she explains their childhood.
He would have us all perform different groups, but his favorite one that he would have us do over and over again would be Prince and the Revolution. And now he would introduce himself as well. And then we would come on and he would be all in his Prince glory, full out, just, you know, completely like in character. I was talking to his sister, to my cousin Seth, and she said, you know, I asked him one day, how come he always gets to be Prince? And he got offended, and he was like, I'm out here getting us work. Are you gonna be out here booking us jobs and getting us performances? And if anybody had a problem with me being Prince, they need to let me know. So I was probably 11, he was probably about 16, 17. I'm between 15 and 16, I'm between 9 and 11. It was not a joke. We were Prince and the Revolution.
In conclusion, Tupac called out everyone for being gay, but could it have been him trying to deny his own homosexual urges? Could it have been the elite's way of subconsciously implanting feminine traits into the urban community, style, looks, thoughts, etc.? From Versace calling Tupac the most beautiful man, to Tupac allegedly saying Quincy Jones asked to have sex with him, to Tupac's hearing being on the wrong side, which indicated that a man was gay in the 90s. In the end, it all remains somewhat speculative.
There'll be, oh, these people. There'll be, oh, these people, you know?
Well, never mind. He's gay.